The Civil War profoundly shaped the United States as we know it today. There is so much history revolving around the Civil War. America would not be anything like it is today without the Civil War. It is something that is so unique to our country, so it is important we understand it. The Civil War was fought between the northern and southern states from 1861 to 1865. It was also known as the War Between States. Our country was split apart and we were fighting our own neighbors. The United States of America fought the Confederate States of America, which consisted of 11 states that left the Union. The United States, also known as the Union, or Northern States, thought it was wrong that the Southern states left the Union, so they declared war. The war lasted for 4 years, but in 1865 the United States, or Union, won and the Southern states had to rejoin the country. If you have ever seen a penny, which I know all of you have, then you have seen Abraham Lincoln. He was the President of the United States during the Civil War. He was the 16th President of the United States, so he had been an established country for 72 years before the South decided to become their own country. Now, you are probably wondering why our country was divided and the reason we started a war. Let me tell you what one of the main problems was. Before the 19th century, slavery was the law of the land. This meant that slaves were part of both the North and the South. As the Northern economy changed and relied on industry, the factories, slaves were no longer needed. The Southern states' economy was based on agriculture and farming. In order for people to have the supplies and food they wanted, there needed to be mass production, so the Southern states had slaves to get this work done. The Northerners believed that slavery was immoral and wrong, while the South saw them as essential for the economy. Southerners felt threatened by the Northern opinions on slavery and claimed that the government had no power to end slavery against the wishes of the states. The South thought that the common government would abolish slavery nationwide, so 11 states left the United States to form the Confederate States of America. The states were South Carolina, Mississippi, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana, Texas, Virginia, Arkansas, North Carolina, and Tennessee. The Civil War was one of the worst wars in our nation's history. It was one of the bloodiest wars our nation has ever been involved in. There were a lot of nurses and battle hospitals set up in order to help the wounded. One very important lady involved in helping the soldiers was Clara Barton. She helped thousands of soldiers during the war, and her nursing efforts helped develop the American Red Cross. Clara Barton's role during the war was extremely important that she even has books written about her. One book that you all must read is in the Magic Treehouse series called Civil War on Sunday. Civil War on Sunday is an excellent book that travels back in time to an actual battle. Jack and Annie are brother and sister, and they have discovered a magic treehouse that sends them back into time to see what the Civil War was all about. In the book, you will get the ultimate first-hand experience of traveling with Jack and Annie as they discover the real truth to what happens during a battle. You will get to meet Clara Barton as she ventures into the battle to help save wounded soldiers. There are so many interesting things that Jack and Annie encountered throughout their time in the war, I do not want to give it away. I will tell you that Jack and Annie meet a little boy who is the drummer boy for the war. They nurse him back to health, but they also learn something that changes everything they ever knew. You'll have to read the book to find out what that is. While Jack and Annie are helping Clara, they meet soldiers from both the North and the South. They learn that most of the soldiers know each other and are fighting against each other because of where they live. Jack and Annie are on a mission throughout the entire book to complete a task in order to get back home. You have to read the book to find out if they complete the task and make it back in time for supper, or will they forever be stuck in the Civil War. Don't you want to know the story behind the drummer boy too? You won't believe it.